Hello, welcome back to another week of lessons online. This is Mr. Stringer, and this week we're going to continue with poetry. Now, yesterday you should have made a list of things that you miss from normal life. I gave you the example that I really miss being back in school and I really miss hugging my friends at the moment. So you should have a list of things that you miss from normal life to help you with your writing for the rest of the week. Make sure you've got those written down in your home learning book. So today we're going to have a look at the features of free verse poetry. Now, Guy the Whippet will be joining us this week again to give us some top tips to help us with our poetry. The first thing I'd like for you to do is to take a good look at this box. This mysterious, magical, mythical box. I wonder what's inside. Pause the video now and have a think to yourself of what could be inside that box. And press play when you're ready to carry on. Okay, you should have had some time there to think about what's inside that box. Now, Guy's here with some top tips for us. When we're describing what's in the box, Guy says that we should describe the items in detail. We should use imagery like we did last week. And we should use other poetic features like similes or alliteration. So go back to the picture of the box again and see if you can describe the things you saw in the box with lots of detail. See if you can describe them out loud using imagery. Could you use similes or alliteration to describe them? And press play when you're ready to carry on. Okay. I'd now like for you to click on the link in the description to this video. And I'd like for you to press play to watch Kit Wright, the poet, perform his poem, The Magic Box. So open up another tab, watch the video, and come back to this one once you've watched it. Okay, you should have watched Kit Wright perform his poem, The Magic Box. I'm going to read it for you now. I will put in the box the swish of a silk sari on a summer night, fire from the nostrils of a Chinese dragon, the tip of a tongue touching a tooth. I will put in the box a snowman with a rumbling belly, a sip of the bluest water from Lake Lucerne, a leaping spark from an electric fish. I shall surf in my box on the great high-rolling breakers of the wild Atlantic, then wash ashore on a yellow beach, the colour of the sun. What a fantastic poem. Now, you can pause the video now and read the poem yourself. Sometimes reading poetry out loud helps us understand it better. Press play when you're ready to join us. Okay. Guy's got some top tips for our next piece of learning. Now, you can print or write out the poem so that you can write on it and annotate it for the next piece of our learning. Just like I said, you could say the poem out loud to spot some of the features we're going to be identifying. And finally, think back to yesterday's learning. In the video that we watched, think of some of the features that were discussed. because we're now going to start having a look at some of the features that are in Kit Wright's poem. So I'd like for you to read this extract from the poem. Can you find examples of alliteration in the poem? Alliteration is when a series of words start with the same letter or sound. Press play when you're ready to continue. Okay, you should have noticed straight away, maybe you even heard it when I read it out to you, the swish of a silk sari on a summer night. They all begin with S. And also, the tip of a tongue touching a tooth. All of those words start with a T sound. That's a really good example of alliteration. The next thing we're going to be looking for in Kit Wright's poem is onomatopoeia. Now, onomatopoeia is when a word represents a sound, such as pop, bang, crash. Read through the poem and see if you can spot the onomatopoeia. Press play when you're ready to carry on. Okay, well done. Now the onomatopoeia in this poem is the word swish. You can imagine a sari swishing on a summer's night. That's a really nice piece of imagery that Kit Wright has used, and he's used onomatopoeia to achieve it. The next thing we're going to be looking for is rhythm. Now rhythm is not the same as rhyme. Rhyme is not what we're looking for. We're looking for rhythm, almost like the beats in the poem. This is a good time to read the poem out loud and perform it and see if you can spot a rhythm in some of the lines. Press play when you're ready to carry on. Okay. The rhythm in this poem takes place in every single verse. So in the first example, the swish of a silk sari on a summer night, fire from the nostrils of a Chinese dragon, the tip of a tongue touching a tooth. As I read that out loud, you can hear the boom, bada boom, bada boom, bada boom, the swish of a silk sari on a summer night, fire from the nostrils of a Chinese dragon, the tip of a tongue touching a tooth. That's a rhythm. Each of those lines is a really similar length, and Kit Wright has made sure that he has copied that length in each line so that it repeats. The next thing we're going to be looking for in the poem is repetition. Now this is when words or phrases are repeated. Press play when you think you've spotted the repetition. Okay, fantastic. Yeah, the repetition here is I will put in the box. I will put in the box. Brilliant, well done. The last thing on our list we're going to be looking for is use of the senses. Now, I'm hoping you'll notice these. Fire from the nostrils of a Chinese dragon. I can almost smell that. The tip of a tongue touching a tooth. That's touch. A sip of the bluest water. That would almost be taste. There's lots of really good use of senses. Pause the video now and see if you can spot any others before we move on. Okay, finally, this is the poem. We've spotted lots of features, but which poetic device is not there? There is one poetic device which is definitely not included. Press play when you think you've noticed what it is. Okay. The poetic device that's definitely not there is rhyme. This is a poem, but it doesn't rhyme. Not all poetry rhymes. In fact, there is actually less poetry that rhymes than there is poetry that doesn't rhyme. If I read some of the lines, or the final words in each line, let's see if we can spot any rhyming. Box, night, dragon, tooth. Didn't hear any. Box, belly, lucerne, fish. Nope. Box, Atlantic, beach, sun. No, there is no rhyme. Now this style of poetry is called free verse. Free verse may contain many poetic devices that we've learned about, but it will not contain rhyme. And it can also be used to turn a story into a poem. Okay, let's recap our learning today. So we know that free verse poetry does not rhyme, which makes it one of the easiest poetic styles to use. It's a good idea to choose a theme, a story, or an emotion that we want to write about and gather some ideas. That's what we're going to be doing for the rest of this week. And you can use your knowledge of poetic devices to write phrases which grip the reader's imagination and create a wonderful picture in their head, which is why we focused on imagery. So, tomorrow we are going to start composing our own free verse poem. Make sure before you start tomorrow's lesson that you have the list of things that you miss from normal life. Have a great day.